The thumbnail, the title, all of it, it's all correct. We did call it. We did call it. I'm going to explain the market crash. I'm going to explain crypto, Bitcoin, NVIDIA, the stock market crash, everything that's happening. We're going to talk about gold, silver, whatever it is that you want to talk about, like we'll talk about. I have no problem doing it. And we're just going to talk about what's actionable inside the markets right now. If you were on the stream previously, welcome to this one. This is where it gets actionable for you. This is where you're going to get levels, and I'll show you exactly. Actually, if you were here yesterday, you know that we called this. If you were here yesterday, you know that we called this because you literally watched me call it in real time. And I even showed you where to long at the bottom, and that long is working out extremely well right now. As it sits, we longed at like, I think it was like $82,000. It was like $82,000, and we're up at 85 grand. I'm not going to tell people not to take their profits, but for right now, the S&P has recovered a tiny bit. So does Bitcoin have more juice? Maybe. Is it going to keep going up into the weekend? That's questionable if you don't have catalysts, right? So I'd like to see some type of catalyst that says, hey, you know, here's what we're doing and here's why we're doing it, right? So that's really what it comes down to, man. NVIDIA made all of this stuff happen, the AI bubble. And I know a lot of people are like, it's not a bubble, man. It's not a bubble. It's a bubble. I saw this dude. It was hilarious. Like some fake ass influencer dude. Twitter guy, of course, right? Twitter influencer. Not saying anything bad about Twitter influencers. No disrespect, right? I'm just saying this guy was a Twitter influencer. And he's like, he posts a screenshot of NVIDIA like going up after hours and stuff because they beat on earnings. And he's like, this freight train's about to leave the station. It's never coming back. Blah, blah, blah. And like, so many people were like, yeah, AI, man, the AI train. And AI's not a bubble, dude. AI's not a bubble, dude. I know it's not a bubble, man, because I'm a Twitter bro, and I know stuff, okay? I don't have a win rate. I don't have any documentation. I'm not a pro trader. Definitely not a pro trader. But this thing's going to the freaking moon, man. And then literally within, 45 minutes of the market opening, bang. Like, thanks a lot, Twitter influencer dude. And then you go to his comments section after that, and it's all these people like, dude, this didn't even last 24 hours. Tell me where to show up because I need to beat somebody up. Like, it was funny. AI is a bubble. It's an AI bubble. Now, is AI itself a bubble? No. The pricing of the AI companies that are selling the chips and the AI companies like Palantir are a bubble. It doesn't matter what you think. All of those tech companies, back in the day, they were also a bubble, okay? They all had earnings. They all had revenue. They all had profits, just like Palantir, just like NVIDIA kind of does, right? But if you know about NVIDIA, and you were on the stream yesterday, you know what I mean by kind of does, right? So tell me how this one's different, crypto or Twitter bros. Is it because you're involved and because you didn't see the .com collapse and bubble? Probably, because you're probably like 21 years old and you probably weren't even born when the .com bubble happened. See me? I was like 11 years old when the .com bubble happened. I'm 36. I'm a grown man. I've seen all these market crashes. I've seen all these things happen in real time. I've seen the devastation that it does to people's portfolios, to their families, to their lives. Okay? This isn't about some friggin' Twitter post, dude. It's not about engagement and clicks and likes and stuff for your stupid channel. And you've got a bunch of irresponsible ass people running out saying, oh, this thing's never going down. Ah! You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Do not listen to those people. Get off of their channels. Subscribe to mine. follow mine or don't, but just don't listen to those idiots. Like, don't, even if you don't listen to me, who's a verified pro trader with a documented 90% plus win rate that you can track live anytime, anywhere, any day on drewwolfer.com. And it gives you links to every time I call them out. Even if you don't follow me, definitely don't follow them if they don't have any of that stuff. Let's talk about the markets. Twitter. NVDA, man. NVIDIA, it's never going down. Never sell. Never sell. So right here, we've got a naked VWAP, okay? We're coming dangerously close to this. That could happen. You hit that VWAP, you take that out, you go down, right? Secondarily, if you pull this little fib, this little Fibonacci, right? And you pull it from the high to the low, okay? And I need to make my low a little bit better. This is my low. Do I have the magnet tool on? And I know what a lot of people are going to say. That's not the low, man. That's not the low. But if you know market structure, you know that's the low. If you know anything about market structure, you know that's the low. Does anybody in the comment section want to comment on why this is the low and why these aren't? From a market structure perspective. Now, are these prices lower? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But did you get a break of structure to the downside here? No. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, non-binary person. No, you did not. So I'd be looking at this. I'd be looking at this nice little ziggity zone right, huh? That's a part of it, but I mean, we do have 2 down candles in a row right here, right? We do have 2 down candles in a row right here, right? Yeah. No, it's because you didn't crack the low. You got to get candle closes. You got to close a candle below this. That's what it is. All these people that are teaching people market structure know jack about market structure. Trust me. They don't know anything about market structure. Or they think they know, and then they regurgitate something that they heard online, and it's wrong. So if you know the real principles and the real basics behind market structure, you know that this is the actual low. These are the swing lows, right? Like this is your swing point. These are your wick lows, and these are SFPs. All that is swing failure pattern, right? Why? Because you tried to swing. This is your swing low. You tried to swing lower than that. You couldn't get it. Boom. That's why you blasted up. Okay. So, and this is what happens. So you've got your naked VWAP here, right? Okay, cool. So where should you be maybe thinking about getting back into your short positions? Well, I mean, I took my short yesterday and I absolutely killed it. And we gave it out before it happened, man. We gave it out before it happened. Here's the trade. And then I'll show you my profits. We gave this trade out right here, right? And we gave it out on the 20th, like literally right before it was happening. And we actually told people about all this on the 18th, okay? So we gave this trade out, full take profit, full everything, just absolutely insane trade. What was your risk to reward on this? Like 15x risk to reward on this bad boy. Absolutely insane trade. So what did I do? Obviously, I bought some puts 8 minutes after the market opened, and I bought them at $1,100, and then I sold them less than 3 hours later for $1,900. Very simple, very cut and dry, very clean, very concise, very to the point, right? And then, even before that, we shorted the top, we shorted the top, we shorted all of these different peaks and valleys, and we've been killing it inside of there. Dex can attest to that. He's inside of the Wolfpack, inside of the Nordic Alpha private VIP trading room. If you want these calls, if you want all of this stuff, you want these actionable insights, because obviously I can give you this trade now because it doesn't matter for you anymore, right? It doesn't matter for you. I can give you this trade now too. Why? Because it doesn't matter for you. We already got up there, right? I can give you this trade now too. Because we called this one out yesterday on 3 days ago on Bitcoin and said, hey, we're rejecting from here. This is the short, and you're writing it down to about $84,000 to this deviation zone, the first part of this deviation zone. And by God, we got all the way down to the second deviation zone. That was absolutely nuts. So, I can give you these trades, but do with that information whatever you want to do, right? But you got to get into the private VIP trading room if you want these trades and if you want them to be actionable. It literally costs $29 a month. Can't tell you any more than that, right? So let's see what happens here. I would say we're probably going to trickle back up here to 66.60, something like that. That's a really bad number, by the way. If you just subtract the 0, it's a terrible number. But hopefully we get a rejection from it, right? Hopefully we get a rejection from it. I mean, worst case scenario, you come right up here to about 67.28, to about 67.30, 67.40, and you've got your last ditch effort to short, right? So you can think about short here. You could thought about a short here, right? You did get your rejection, but then you got your SFPs, which sucked, right? You get under this, you can start thinking about shorts. You get up here, hit this naked VWAP, you can start thinking about shorts, right? You hit this 0.618, and you start thinking about shorts. Well, really, it's this range right here. That's where you can start thinking about shorts. Why? Because you're talking about this big ass range right here. Okay. So now where is Bitcoin potentially going? Well, Bitcoin's first stop is probably going to be, where's that? There was a naked VWAP somewhere right here. Naked VWAP at $86,200. So you got about $1,000 more worth of juice on that. Do you get a rejection there? Come back down to the VWAP? Maybe. Secondarily, its second price target will be the naked VWAP at about $89,500. We can show you what's going on with SVP as well, and we can show you where the points of control are. See if that lines up with anything. And it does not. I mean, it really just lines up with the $92,000 range, but nothing else really up here, man. And then I can show you all of the naked points of control. Right? So let's zoom in. And as you can see, you've got your naked point of control right here. You've got your naked VWAP right here. And you've got your naked point of control right here. So this is going to be a tough zone to get through. $88,000 to about $91,000. Gonna have some problems, but this is no longer a naked point of control. Why? Because it got taken out, okay? So I don't think you even get up there, to be honest with you. This is a naked point of control. Right now, right? And then you've got, where's your naked VWAPs? And we have our naked VWAP all the way down here. Okay. So you've got that naked VWAP. And then you've got this naked VWAP as well. So you're going to run into resistance right around here. No, that's not a naked VWAP. That's just from a massive dump. That is not a naked VWAP. So yeah, you're not, I don't know, man. Like, you've retraced a lot of this. You've probably retraced the 0.786 on this move down. What the? You're teetering on it right now. You're teetering on the 0.786 of this move down. If you can claim that, I mean, you might have a basis to say, hey, we're coming up here to about $88,000 potentially, right? $88,000, maybe even $89,500. Okay, but why did we bounce here? Well, first and foremost, zoom in. You had a naked VWAP down here. You had a naked daily point of control, and you had a naked weekly point of control down here. So you had three confluential levels in conjunction with the very bottom end of this trend channel, this deviation zone right here, that you came within $500 of. You took all of that out, and then you just blasted up, right? And if you look on the hourly chart, you wicked through all of them. You didn't close any candles below that. That showed strong support there. Strong support there. They tried to sell through it, but they just wouldn't let them. The bulls wouldn't let them. So, I mean, this could be a temporary floor, right? This could be a temporary floor until you consolidate for your next move down, right? So we will see what happens. We've also got a potential temporary floor on silver, man. Right here, right around the $48 range, almost exactly. Now, why, you ask? Well, I'll show you. So we have a couple of things down here. First and foremost, am I tripping? Where's my ranges? Check this out. You want to see a deviation zone hit? Bang, baby. Perfect deviation zone hit. From this range right here, boom, deviation zone hit, blast off, right? Absolutely insane trade. We called this trade out, by the way, inside of Smart Money Commodities. I literally posted it last night and this morning. So I think it was like 7 a.m. I did this. I don't understand what the question is. Which one is the right one for shorting like the shorts you did in the video? I have several products in my description. What are all the, oh, you're talking about like my trainings? Bro, if you want to do that, I mean, there's two things that you can do. One, go buy the foundation and the blueprint, obviously. And two, which is more actionable because you're going to have me get into the Discord. That's where I give everybody like all my trade calls, right? Whenever I'm saying like, oh, here's what I'm looking at, right? And I'll show you. Let's see. So right here, man, you'll see I do, TA videos every single day, showing everybody like, look, we short our hit full take profit on the ride down, flipped long at the bottom, also given out on 11.18 and is in massive profit already. Obviously, here's your gold and silver trades. Obviously, here's your equities trades, things of that sort. So if you want it to be like actionable like that, I would say get into the Nordic Alpha Private VIP trading room, right? It's only $30 a month, test it out. But if you really want to know what you're doing, bro, you got to pick up one of the trainings, man. You got to pick up the foundation and the blueprint, and that'll cost you literally $210. And you'll have one of the best educations in the market, period. And you'll get an even better education after you've done that by literally watching us do this live, right? Inside of the VIP trading room. But yeah, we kill it. We absolutely kill it in the VIP trading room, man. We absolutely murdered it. We've never had a down week, ever. Ask anybody. Go ask anybody. When we have a down week, I'll let you know. We lost one trade this week, but we won like 10. So who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a hell of a win rate. So anyways, we hit this deviation zone, we bounce, right? What also we did down here was we hit a naked, give me 1 second. Where's my naked point of controls? Oh my gosh, please. 2 naked point of controls, a weekly point of control and a daily point of control. And you just tagged them both, man. Look at this. I cannot make this stuff up, dude. This is so insane. You just tagged them perfectly with the deviation zone. Insane. Boom. Nice long. I mean, $48 is probably your nice little short-term floor, right? You're breaking market structure to the upside. You got to come up here and crack this 1 hour market structure, $50.68, right? Now, obviously, gold did some things too, okay? Let's talk about gold. So we'll take this off. That's a trade we gave out inside of Smart Money Commodities. Okay. So as you can see, we have now shifted and broken market structure. You guessed it, to the upside. It is beautiful. And now we are going to update our levels. This is a market structure shift downwards. Whoops. And then this will now be a break of structure for a continuation upwards. Love it. Love it. Boom. So now gold is in a 100% bullish formation. Okay. Uptrends everywhere. Did we do the same on silver? Let's check just really quickly. No, we didn't. Okay, cool. No problem. So, I mean, gold has kind of found its floor at about $4,000. Okay. If there's going to be some people that say that gold is going to go down, and it can, it absolutely can. I'm not going to sit here and act like it can't. But the one thing that I saw is we've been upholding this trend line on the way up. Then we hit once, twice, 3, 4 times, finally broke out of the downtrend. This is a nice little triangle, symmetrical triangle. You broke out. You haven't confirmed yet. You're back testing it right now. So long as you stay above that, you're probably blasting off. You're probably coming back up here to about $4,250, $4,250. Obviously, we do our TA on the futures. So, you know, do with that information whatever you want. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing inside of gold and silver right now. And honestly, we absolutely murdered it inside of gold and silver this week. And I'll just show it to you like this. And that's the one trade that we lost, right? It was a silver trade and we just lost on it. Okay, so this was this week, right? We closed out an 8% long, 8% move up, or was it down? Yeah, it was down. On the 14th, 8% banked. On the 19th, we closed out another long where we took down 2.71%. Then on the 19th, we closed out a long on gold where we took down another 2.5%, almost 2.25%, 1.5% on a short from gold that we also did a day trade on the 19th, and did a day trade on silver for 2% on the 19th. Then we obviously took a 2% loss on silver. I'll show you that trade. And we are long on gold right now from $4,060. It is in the money. Okay. So let's show you that trade on silver. This is the trade that lost right here. Show you. Right here. This is the trade that lost. And this gets frustrating, right? Because this should have been a winner. Because now we're back up right where we entered at, right? We got stopped out, obviously, because we took out the lows, and then we just ripped back up, broke market structure, and just started going again. It's funny. Sometimes that happens, man. But, you know, be that as it is, it doesn't matter. That's all baked into the win rate, right? You can't win every single trade. And if anybody tells you they do, dude, run the other way. And then if they don't show you when they lose and they don't take it in stride, run the other way. Because I promise you, every single person that I know in this market loses. And I know some of the best traders in this market. They all friggin' lose. All right, let's go check out our usual suspects, right? We got to check out and see what's happening with Solana. Yep, there you go. I mean, you got your longs a bunch of different times, right? This is the long that we were talking about yesterday. We said, hey, get this PVP off of here, or SVP. Jesus. Okay, so basically what we said, what we were talking about yesterday. If we come down here, and we've been talking about this long for quite a while. You know, this is a nice little parallel channel. Basically, we said, look, you come down here and you test this, and you close the candle above it, you can start thinking about longs here, right? Now, Bitcoin has to cooperate here. Bitcoin has to cooperate here. I'm not saying that you should enter a long here. I'm saying you got to see and wait and see what happens with Bitcoin, and ultimately you got to wait and see what happens with this S&P, right? Does it come up here and then reject? Because if that's the case, then this is probably going to keep, you know, continuing to trickle down inside of this little parallel, right? Now, Your worst case scenario, honestly, right now, it's probably just about 95 bucks, man. That's where you can start thinking about being a buyer, because under that, I mean, you're coming down to anywhere from about 75 to about 68 bucks. It gets nasty from there, right? It gets real nasty. Maybe you have a little bit of support here at 80, right? So 75 to 80 region, but you really need to uphold 95, 96, something like that. Otherwise, it's going to be horrible for Solana. Okay. That's all I got to say. So let's see what we got with Cardano. And if you have anything you want me to look at, just drop it in the comments section, man. I'll be more than happy to do it. Look at that short that we gave you on Cardano, man. Look at that short. What did I say? Here's your first target. Here's your second target. And as you can see, we struggled at the first target. Then it blasted through it. Now we're struggling at the second target. What's your ultimate target? 32 cents, dude. And that, my friends, can potentially be the bottom. 32 cents could potentially be the bottom on Cardano. You heard it here first. It broke down from a descending triangle that we've been talking about for weeks. Literally gave out all these trades days and days, weeks, if not weeks in advance. And you know what time it is, man. You know what time it is. So do whatever you want to do with that information. But I mean, if I'm shorting this, I'm probably taking 50% off the table here, taking my profits, and then trying to ride the rest down to 32 cents. And then if you break back above here, I just stop out of my trade. No big deal. So that's Cardano in a nutshell. Let's look at XRP. There it is. There it is, man. Breaking down, you're getting your confirmation candle below the $2 range, and it is looking absolutely horrendous. We've been talking about this for weeks as well. Short that point of control loss. Short, 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 right? And you lose that $2 range, man, because this is like your support of supports. Look at this. Wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here. Deviated below it. Wick here, wick here, wick here, right? But I don't know, man. This is not looking good, right? This is not looking good. This actually looks super horrible. It actually looks super horrible. This is where your first kind of level is, other than obvious the value area low here. The value area low at about $1.75. I mean, that's your last ditch effort to catch a bounce, because then you're going to 163 and ultimately you're probably coming down to about 128. Okay. And those are your previous highs whenever you started this parabolic move up. Boom, boom, right? And as you can see, those are going to be your supports. Now, you could just do a fib retracement here and say, okay, we never really pulled back much, right? We pulled back to the 0.5 fib. So, yeah, I mean, $1.41, man, is the 0.618. You pull it up a little bit higher, bang, you're looking at $1.61 is the 618, and you're probably at the 618 right now. Pretty close of this entire move up, right? So I would be very leery of longs here until I see Bitcoin make a big move. I would want to see Bitcoin make a move before I start going in on stuff like this, man. Because what we do know is that whenever Bitcoin goes down, the rest of the market looks like this. Down 15, down 16, down 10, down 11, down 5. And look what Bitcoin's down. 2.5% on the day. But all these other coins are down 4x that, 5x that, 6x that, right? They were holding up pretty well yesterday. Today, not as well, right? Look at Avalanche. It's down here at $13.30. Look at it on the week. It was up near 16 bucks. Its peak low, or its trough low, $12.85. Absolutely nutty bars, man. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's look at Jupiter after we get through Ethereum. Yeah, I can do that. Absolutely. Does anybody else have anything? Because, you know, obviously, after we do these two, I'll probably sign off of here. And then I'll just direct you to the Nordic Alpha Private VIP Trading Room to tell me what you want to look at. but we can take it from there, right? So ETH right now is bouncing from a nice support, okay? You saw the point of control down here. This is from this big range from here, right? All the way here, all the way here to that all nice high, right? $4,930 some odd dollars, almost $5,000. So you've now retraced to the 0.382 of that move. So you've retraced a ridiculous amount, okay? Well, maybe not, maybe not. That's our trend fib. Let's see where we retrace to. Why do I keep hitting the position tool? Yep, 0.618 retrace. Perfect 0.618 retrace. Wow, wow, wow. That is absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Damn. Where's my media assets? Where's my guy?
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans. Thirsty, man. Damn. Daniel?
Back at it again with the 618s, man. I can't call it. That's a buy on ETH, baby. If Bitcoin cooperates, I mean, this is the best entry you're going to get on ETH. Period. Maybe you come down a little bit further, maybe. But, I mean, you get under $2,400, it's kind of like all she wrote. You know, this is bear market blues type stuff. Let's look at Jupiter. Damn, dude. Every time you ask me to look at this, bro, it just gets worse. It just gets worse, Van Herk. I've told you a million times I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. And if it was my brother's 10-foot pole and then blame it on my buddy Devin, I wouldn't do it. But if you insist on touching this coin, bro, there's nothing here. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. There's nothing here for you. I mean, you're at the bottom end of the parallel. You're lower than you've ever been. You're closing candles lower than you've ever closed them, dude. Like, I don't know, man. This doesn't seem like a buy to me. This seems like it's going to continue to come down here to like, I mean, Bitcoin has to cooperate, bro. And then you could catch a long here at the bottom end of this parallel, and you could long it here to the 0.5 fib at about 38 cents. I mean, that's a good move, right? It's like a 33% move up, 60% move up. Jeez. Because where are we at right now? I thought we were at like 24 cents. Oh, that's like almost 40 cents up here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I hate looking at coins like these because I don't know what Jupiter is or what it does, but I feel like it's not quantifiable and it just moves based off of technical analysis. And the technicals right now are telling me you've retraced almost 75% of the entire move from here to here. You pumped up to the 0.618. You got a rejection, right? I mean, this thing might want to come back down here and set a new low and then move back up. So that's a tough one, dude. I don't like this one at all. You've got your 618 retrace right now. That's your good news. At the parallels bottom. I mean, if you want to take a ride, bro, if you want to take a ride up to 40 cents, have at it. This is your chance to get in, right? But I would be only getting in all the way down to about here, 24 cents to 18 cents. Once you get under that, bro, you got to cut this thing. You got to cut this thing and wait for it to go sub 10, right? So, yeah, man. Does anybody else have anything else before we sign off of here? If you didn't watch before, we gave out the levels on the S&P. Any idea where the next buy is for the next pump? BTC is fine. I can use it on everything else. Well, as much as I hate to say it, it already happened, man. And this is why I always tell people, get inside of the private VIP trading room, because I gave this out in advance, right? We literally gave it out in advance on the 18th. And I said, hey, man, first off, we gave out the short, this short right here, right? Show you. So we gave out this short right here. Oh my gosh, dude. What chart are we on? Like the daily? Yeah, we don't want to be on that. So I gave out this short right here, the rejection from the parallel. Boom, perfect take profit, perfect entry, perfect exit. And then on that same day, I said, look, but once we get down here, this is our bounce point, right? We hit a naked POC. We hit a naked weekly point of control. We hit the deviation zone on our parallel, right? And then we hit our long. That was your bounce point, bro. That was your bounce point. Because one thing I can tell you is if I take all the rest of this stuff off of here, and I just leave the parallel, okay? If you get outside of this, and that's why I was saying, like, this is where we told everybody to buy. And it cost all of those people $29 to know that. Oh, you mean if we break? If we break down, you're not talking about like a little scalp or a swing trade up? Well, if we break down from here, here's where we're going, bro. $74,000. Your previous all-time high. And you could honestly go all the way down here to about 55. It's a big range, I know, but like, dude, there's not a lot there to hold you up. There's like nothing here to hold you up. So this is your first. Once you get outside of this deviation zone, dude, it's 74K. And then, dude, and I talked about this yesterday on the stream. If you get accepted back into this range, dude, bro, you could be ranging for like a year in this stupid ass range at 74K to about 50. It would be hard, man. It would be very hard to get back out of that range until you get some catalysts. And I know everybody's like, oh, BlackRock owns Bitcoin. They're not going to let it go that low. BlackRock just moved like thousands of Bitcoin onto Coinbase Commerce. Who do you think made this dump happen? You think it was me with my $2,000 trading account? Was it you with your $6,000? You made this dump happen? How dare you? No, it was BlackRock, dude. BlackRock did this. Follow the money trail, man. Follow the money trail. This is big institutions doing this, right? So we will see. But the more that the S&P continues to go down as well, right? If the S&P continues to go down, the more likely we are to get rate cuts in December, right? So clarity and rate cuts, I do think, is something that will be coming to our markets, okay? Now, obviously, we got to watch what happens here with gold. We got to watch what happens here with silver, right? Because now we're breaking market structure from these smaller term time frames, from the 1 minute up to about the 45 minute. We still got to break on the hourly, right? And we got to watch what happens with the S&P. Not a lot of institutional volume is going to be coming in today. So watch the 6660 level. That's all I can tell you guys. You got to watch that level. And if you want this analysis every single day, and you want to utilize me as a resource, get into the private VIP trading room. It is literally the first link in the description. It is $29 a month. And dude, I promise, I can't promise, but let's just say my bias is that you won't regret it, because we've literally had like dozens of people come in here and almost no one leaves after they come in. There's your random, you know, tire kickers that they'll come in for 1 month and they're not actually like trying to trade and stuff like that. And then they're like, ah, screw it. But you know, if I've got 100 people coming in, I'd say 90 to 95 of them stay. That's because we give them good stuff. Okay. So with that being said, I will see you all soon. I hope everybody has a wonderful #Friday Pie Day with their beautiful families. And I will see you all soon. Peace.